Hello, Papa Meatball.
Hello, Gina. How are you?
I'm so good. How are you?
Good. I'm on the East Coast, and you are,
On the West Coast, the best
oh,
coast.
the best coast is the West Coast, unless you're on the East Coast, because that's the Beast Coast.
The Beast Coast. Yeah, there
Yeah,
you go. I've never heard that, but I like it.
I like it too. I just made it up.
What is it there? Like 8 o'clock?
It's like 7:55. Yeah,
Oh
that's
my,
pretty good.
yeah. The Bills just beat the Chiefs, so you're in a good
Yeah,
mood.
I'm in a good mood.
But we are talking about our meatball bargain story
Yes,
in
this
this
is
video series.
this is a new video series, and we're going to talk about, like you said, meatball bargain story. How did we come to be? Why did we come to be? And were we successful?
So yeah, part one would obviously be the beginning,
Okay,
how we started. And we started on eBay.
we started on eBay, but why did we start on eBay?
Well, we really got going during the pandemic. A little back. I had an eBay account since August 2007. I believe the first thing I sold was mom's old fur coat that you guys wanted to get rid of.
Oh yeah, okay. That
So
was the
I
old the mink coat.
the mink coat. I had an account all the way and then flash forward to 2020. So I had a 13-year-old account with good reviews. So it
Mhm.
helped me because people trusted me. I
If
wasn't a
I re-
brand new user.
if I remember right, didn't you stop working at the post office at the time because COVID was so bad and people were falling with COVID like crazy in the post office?
People
Plus,
were
plus you were going to school at the same time,
in September 2020, I decided to quit and go back to school. Yes.
and you're going back to school. But when you quit because of COVID at the post office, you still needed an income.
Yes. I
And
needed
I'm like,
to pay for
I
schooling.
like income.
But I think really you had the first idea because you thought of the jigsaw puzzles.
Well,
And that
that's
was
it.
probably in March in the lockdown.
Yeah, that's what we thought. We were on eBay, or you were on eBay, and I said, you know what, Gina, we gotta maybe we could increase our sales if we find something for people who are home because of the COVID. So many companies shut down, or people were out of work, and they were
Yeah.
getting paid by the government to stay home because they didn't want to spread the COVID. But
Yes.
everybody's in the house. After a while, everybody goes crazy and start fighting with each other. So we came up with the idea: is we've got to give them something to do.
Yeah, they're out of toilet paper. They need
They're
something.
out of toilet. Yeah, right. They were looking for toilet paper. Let's not argue about everything. So we came up with the idea. I like doing jigsaw puzzles. Maybe they like doing jigsaw puzzles too.
Yeah. And I believe you found them at Goodwill for $1 or $2 when it started.
Well, when it started, we were like 99 cents, and some were 50 cents.
Oh, 50 cents. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Then you were buying them and just putting them together for fun.
Yeah,
And then that way you knew you had all the pieces.
yeah. I was doing jigsaw puzzles not just because of COVID, because I was retired and I needed something to do, and I enjoyed doing jigsaw puzzles. So that's when I started piling up jigsaw puzzles. I'm like, Gina, maybe we should sell these on eBay, and other people might enjoy them as well.
And as the sales ramped up, we you were not able to put them all together. So we were not able to confirm every piece was there, which
Well,
did
because
become sometimes an issue.
an issue. Our business took off almost right away.
Mm-hmm.
We were selling jigsaw puzzles, but if you remember or not, but we were selling an item a week, and then we got to a point where we were selling four sales a week, and we were so excited. We
Mm-hmm.
sold four puzzles this week.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't have that much up on eBay,
No.
so we're like, we better buy more. Well, we
Yeah.
started buying so many, and we started listing them, and the sales went from four a week to seven a week, or one a day. Oh
Yes.
my God, we were making a sale a day. That
That
was
was
fantastic.
exciting.
That was exciting. And we were buying puzzles for $1, and we were selling them for 10, 15, $20.
we started going to garage sales in the summer with, people had masks on, but they were still
Hmm.
doing their garage sales. And we were finding more puzzles and flipping
Yeah.
those too. And we'd ask people, are these all pieces all here? But when you'd find a sealed one, that was like gold because you knew it was all there.
It was all. Yeah, because that was the first question people would ask before they buy a puzzle. Are all the pieces there? And we're like, well, we think so, but we can't. We're starting to sell so many. We're like, we don't know for sure, but if you're unhappy with it, let us know, and then we'll see if we can make an adjustment for you at the end. And that seemed to work for a while too, didn't it?
Yes. And I started, I was like, oh, I'll just count the pieces
Hmm.
because it would say how many pieces are on the side.
But it might say 1,000 piece puzzle.
But I found out that that's an estimate. It
Yeah,
may
it's
be
an estimate,
998. So you
and you
don't know
don't
if you
know.
have them all
You don't know if
unless
you
you
have
put
all
it
the
together.
pieces.
I was like,
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
or you could have had 1,000 pieces, but there's two of the same pieces in there by mistake.
Yes.
All kinds of crazy stuff
Some
happens.
people were fine. Some people were really angry. Some
Yeah,
people were just wanting a little discount for that.
yeah.
I
We
get
we
it.
try we handled it as best we could, and look, we're just out. If you're unhappy, we'll give you a refund or partial refund, or we try and work with the customer to make them happy. We
Because it was a
we
lot
weren't
to
out
ship
to.
back and forth. Yeah.
Yeah, it's expensive to ship back and forth.
Because
We
it's
were
a large
better off saying
box.
throw it away and we'll give you $5 back or something. You made the puzzle.
But it
And
gave us a quick learning curve of
mhm,
putting in the description, we didn't put this together. We think it's all there. It looks like it's all there. We can't guarantee it's all there. And
yeah,
then you'd start learning what to add to your descriptions so people don't get super angry at you and
mhm,
accuse you of being a scammer. We're not
yeah.
trying to scam anybody. We're just trying to flip stuff.
So that's our first lesson is if you're going to deal in something that you don't really know if you have all the parts, be honest about it.
Yes.
It's better not to make the sale than to have somebody upset with you or write bad reviews or ship it back. To pay to ship it back is ridiculous. Just throw it away and here's your money back.
Yeah.
So, and then we decided maybe we should expand and sell something else besides puzzles because
Well, Goodwill started to raise the price. It's like they started
yeah,
to catch on to what people were doing.
yeah, well, we
So
were
I think
buying
we
so
weren't the
many
only
puzzles.
ones.
Yeah.
Do you remember what they went up to?
Well, Gina, I'm down in Florida. You know what I'm paying now?
What?
5.99, 6.99
Are you still buying them?
for puzzles. Now
I
I don't
I
I
think it
don't
was
sell them.
four
I'm just
dollars.
at this point I'm not even selling them. I'm just like, well, if I go buy something new in the store, it's twice that or three times that. I'm just buying them to make them. But
Okay.
I'm getting a collection, a collection of puzzles again.
Yeah, we went from paying $1 or $2 to $4 to
Hmm.
$5. So we had a very thin margin, so it made it no longer sustainable.
Hmm.
So you decided, or you thought of, we need to sell other stuff. Goodwill has other things or other things that people might want. And as the lockdown started to come away from being so strict, people didn't necessarily want those puzzles anymore. They wanted to go out and do stuff.
Yeah, let's explain that a little better because
Yeah.
you're right. We didn't have a margin yet. I said we were buying stuff for $1 and selling it for 15 or 20, but we were paying for the shipping.
Yeah, we did
We
free shipping.
we did free shipping. So
And it's over a
it's
pound. So the
so we were
price to ship
selling
was like $11, $12.
$11, right? So if we sold it for 15, we were only making $3 or $4 on a puzzle.
Yeah, we were
We weren't
splitting
making
it.
a lot.
We were
We were
not getting
like
rich.
we weren't getting rich, but we were like, well, let's deal in volume and just sell a lot. And that was okay. But then we found out that you need a lot of supplies for packing,
Mm-hmm.
and you had to convert an entire room upstairs and out in your hallway. And you had boxes and papers and stuff. And
It's an
holy
entire
cow,
bedroom full.
entire bedroom was your shipping department. And I appreciated that. So I
Craft
didn't have to do
paper,
it.
bubble wrap, boxes,
That all adds up.
going to the post office.
That's why we had to
Or,
go up in
you
price.
can always have them pick up.
Hmm.
Um,
But we were selling to all over the country,
yes. We did
and we're
not
selling
choose
jigsaw
to do
puzzles.
worldwide, although now eBay has a new worldwide policy where I think you ship
Hmm.
it to some kind of hub and then they get it there. I'm
Hmm.
not familiar with that yet.
I
So
think
then we
so.
were like, we need to get it the weights lower so we can have better margins. The
Hmm.
shipping was killing us.
Yeah.
And then we would go to Goodwill and just kind of look for things and go on eBay and see what they were selling for
Hmm.
and go, oh, look at what's sold and look at what they're offering for shipping.
Right.
But it really started with the puzzles.
Yeah. It started with the puzzles. It expanded, and we were doing pretty well. We were getting a lot of sales,
Yeah.
and we decided, you know what? We only had we looked at it and did some research on doing your own home business. And one of the things we learned was you should have multiple income streams,
Yes. Passive income.
passive income, multiple income streams. So it's like, okay, how are we going to do that? Are we going to do different types of jobs, or are we going to do more than one avenue of selling things
We
on
looked
eBay?
we looked into Amazon
Mm-hmm.
and we looked into other avenues and it just didn't seem to be good for us because we're not a store. We're just two independent sellers.
Well, we weren't selling new product that
Right.
we would then have shipped to Amazon for them to put it on their site and ship it out of their warehouse and just send us the profit, which is was nice. But we were selling used products. And so it didn't seem for us to fit into Amazon. So if you remember, we decided to do another thing, and it's on the top of my head now. You got to remember, I'm old.
Um, are you talking about the shirts
Yes.
and
What
uh
what was the name of that site?
um is that Redbubble?
Redbubble. We went on to Redbubble and we were like, let's try selling some new product. We'll sell T-shirts, mugs, anything they got. We'll come up with our designs and we'll try and sell this stuff and collect that profit.
I think
In addition to the eBay stuff.
I believe you found some YouTube videos telling you how to set those up. So we
Mm-hmm.
kind of followed along. Like you go to Canva or some other site, you make a
Make your
funny
designs. Yeah.
saying, you
Mm-hmm.
put it on a t-shirt and you slap it up there. And then when it sells, they take care of manufacturing and you just get the profit. They do everything
Mm-hmm.
else.
Yeah. And so we tried that and we found that we were just another t-shirt vendor on a site with thousands and thousands of t-shirt vendors, right?
Yeah, maybe they didn't like our designs. I still have an active
Oh, I
Redbubble,
know.
and the
And
thing
I'm like,
that's sold the most is the sticker of the tuba that you did.
I we did stickers too. And I found that stickers were selling well after doing some research. And I did some with musical instruments, like maybe kids would in their band, right? Kids in the marching band or something at school. And the tuba took off. Who knows why?
I mean, unless it's some slang word I don't know about. I don't know
Ah,
why they love the
there's
tuba.
a sticker of a tuba.
We sold like
Hmm.
a skull doing like Shaka Bro too.
Yeah, we did
Uh,
some skull stuff, Halloweeny looking stuff. We did a
yeah.
lot of verbiage t-shirts.
On
Um,
Redbubble, you have to have $10 for them to pay you out, and we never hit $10. So each year they'd go, here, we'll pay you out and clear out your
at the end
account.
of the year,
It was
here's what
very
we owe you,
passive. It was almost
six
nothing.
dollars. Yeah,
So
so
it
we
just never
couldn't.
took off for us, but it may for other people.
Yeah, it's not a bad thing. It's just like, how do you get seen?
How do you get
How
that one
how do
item
people
people
find
want?
you? Yeah, how do they find you? Um, we never figured that out. I've been thinking about it again, though. I've been doing some research on it. I've been thinking about it again, Gina. It's like,
I'm
yeah,
open to
there's
it's
got to be
very
something out
passive.
there. Yeah, it's
You
very
don't have
passive.
to do much maintenance. You just have to get it up there and make sure it looks okay. make sure it's like a transparent design so it looks right on the product.
Hmm. And then the next thing we did, since the Redbubble really wasn't working, but we were still selling jigsaw puzzles, we're like, well, maybe we should try selling other stuff on
Mm-hmm.
eBay. And we did some video games, right?
We did a lot of video games.
We did a lot of video games, and we did all kinds of stuff. We did glass figurines, and we did
Beer steins,
beer steins, right? T-shirts.
t-shirts,
We tried all kinds of stuff,
shoes.
and to be honest with you, we started to grow.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and as COVID was starting to come to an end, jigsaw puzzle sales went down. People were
Yeah.
didn't have the time anymore.
They go, oh, we're going back outside again.
Yeah, but other things continued, like video games grew. We sold some comic books, we sold some
Mm-hmm.
regular books. I mean, there's so much stuff,
Records.
right? Records, we sold a lot of
We
records.
bought a lot on an auction site. We had boxes of records,
Yeah, we did
old stuff.
old stuff. And by old, you're talking 30s and 40s, but
Mm.
even 50s, but nothing really, not what they really wanted was rock and
They
roll,
want
right?
like that Led Zeppelin album, you know.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They don't want this nobody who did we have the most of? I can't think of that group. Oh well. We had groups that nobody wanted.
Yep. Yeah. And then besides that, we did started selling some Disney stuff.
Yes.
We
People like
started selling
Disney
Disney stuff. Records, we had Disney records,
records,
and they were
figures,
selling. Hmm.
plush. Uh
Plush, yeah.
we got into Funkos.
We got into Funkos, and pretty soon I was keeping daily records by category and
Yes.
how much we had and what we were selling, and we were getting the sell-through percent, and we came up with a budget and open to buy and where we should spend our money, and we really started to get almost like a almost like a business, and
Well,
we had to figure out how to do taxes on this profit, right?
oh, that's going to be a whole other video. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
But
So
yeah,
we're like,
you have a background in merchandising, so you knew how to do all this
yeah.
merchandising and accounting for it.
And when it came to the we got to pay taxes now. Your father-in-law retired from the IRS, and fortunately, he gave some good guidance on how what we need to do. And
He did. He did. We
mhm.
had to do a Schedule C. And like I said, we can go over that stuff in another video, but there's a lot of deductions you can take
How
if
fun to just be a guy and his daughter, just in their living rooms, making enough money where we had to worry about paying taxes. It was fun,
yeah,
and
it's not hard. It's just because there was the two of us, we had to split it between our separate taxes.
mhm.
That's what made it a little complex.
Yeah, so that let's not call that a monkey wrench in the works, but it was something that had to be accounted for. We had to
It
pay
was
taxes
like
on
I
it.
had to figure it out before you could
Hmm.
file yours
Yeah, and we figured out how to do that,
because
and
we
we got
never
through it.
did like an LLC to make it just the business because we weren't
Hmm.
big enough to do that.
And so that was a good thing. So we were making enough. But how much time do you think we were actually putting into our our work of running the eBay and the t-shirt shop or whatever you want to call it on Redbubble?
Oh, well, I'd spend a couple hours wrapping up items to ship. I'd have to run to
Mhm.
the post office. We'd have meetings. We'd be buying. I don't know. What do you think? 6, 8 hours a week or more?
Yeah, I was going to say 7 to 10
Okay.
max.
Okay.
But if we each did say 8 hours, that's 16 hours a week. That's barely, not even a, it's just barely a part-time job.
Yeah, and you could
Split
do
in
a
half.
lot more
Hmm.
if you want to if you have the room and you can scale it.
And so we like, you know what?
But I also had to do schoolwork
You had to do your schoolwork. You were making some income, not enough, but you were making some
a little
income. I
bit.
know, I
Yeah, it
remember
wasn't enough to make the husband happy.
we started, I don't know how we came up with this, but we were collecting $22 a week in pay.
I don't know. You decided that was the
Yeah,
number.
that was the number, $22 a week in pay. Like, oh well, it's a tank
We're
of
gonna
gas.
pay ourselves,
We're
yeah,
gonna pay ourselves.
and we're
gonna
gonna
make profit. We're gonna pay
reinvest.
ourselves.
We had
And
our own joint bank account with
yeah,
check cards, so we could
mhm.
purchase from and
Yeah,
hook it
we
up
were
to
running
eBay,
it.
so it would pay into that.
Yeah, we were running it out of one separate bank account that we did just for this. It wasn't a business account. It was just a joint account that we still have.
Yeah,
That money goes in and money goes out, and we were using that to run the business. And then we started paying ourselves even more. I think we got up to like $50 a week.
that sounds right.
That's like a couple $100 a month a piece. That's like $400 a month. That's probably worth. That's probably when you look at 16 hours a week. That's probably about the right amount of money for that.
Yeah.
And we were just having fun.
Yeah.
And then we decided, you know what? You told me about this antique mall store.
Yes. Yes. And that's a whole other chapter here.
Oh, it's another chapter.
Well,
But
I
we
mean, we could get into it, but I'll make it
well,
a
I
separate
won't.
video.
Yeah, we won't go too deep, but we decided to expand and even get into an antique mall store. So we had income coming from eBay, Redbubble, and an antique mall store where we had what do you call it? Shelves,
Like a locked case.
locked case,
And
and
then we had an unlocked case as well. We added.
and then we had added a second, an unlocked case.
And then we added another stream, which is the app Whatnot, to do live auctions
Yeah, and
that
after
we'll get
that
into.
right, and then we even did some Facebook Marketplace, but you were never really
Yes.
comfortable. And I understand people have to
It's
come to your
not
home.
great
Yeah,
in my
you don't.
experience.
Yeah, you don't know who's wanting to buy, and they got to come to your house.
Yeah.
But we tried using it to get rid of stuff that was just too big or bulky to
Yeah.
ship. But you were uncomfortable with it, and I understand. The easiest thing to do is just not get into that stuff that's too bulky. We did sewing machines and record players,
Yeah, that's right. We had a couple sewing machines.
mhm.
That's right. We were
And then
getting,
we,
well, we didn't talk about, we were getting stuff on the auction.
mhm.
I can't think of what the auction site was. Do you remember?
I don't remember, but yeah, we
It
were
it
going
would like
online,
it
and we
the
were buying from a local online auction site in Omaha because that's where we
yes,
lived at the time. And we were buying stuff online. We bought Disney stuff. We bought,
the
I don't know,
records.
records.
We weren't really doing, like, they do a lot of restaurants that were closing down. We weren't into that, but we would just find like people's estates if they passed away, they'd have
Hmm.
like awesome collections, and you could go down there and just pick it up when you're
Hmm.
done. And
Hmm.
uh like I ended up getting those records because of the how many I bought. I think they were what, less than 30 cents a piece or something like that.
Hmm. Hmm. And we were adding more income streams that way, but we really weren't adding a lot of extra work time. It's
No.
like once we had eBay up and running and we just kept putting new items on there, that's easy to put new items on there. It doesn't take very long. So then you're spending time doing auction sites and shopping at Goodwill and stuff to look for new product to sell. So we weren't spending a lot more time, but we're just putting our efforts into different things,
Yeah. You
different
kept
different.
going, why, what
Mhm.
about this? And I'd go, hey, what about this?
Yeah, and it grew and it grew.
And we sold all of Chris's video games,
Hmm.
my brother, and he had so many boxes of video games, and we sold a lot of those on Whatnot or eBay,
Hmm.
because
And he had some
people,
rare stuff. He had some stuff
right?
from Japan and some really rare and expensive games, and he was giving you a cut of the profit,
Yes.
and which was wonderful.
And he had, we did like a rare video game auction night so we could hype it up. We never had huge amount of people in our auctions, no, not like the big boys.
Hmm.
But if we didn't think stuff was selling and it could sell, we would put it on eBay and
Yeah,
try
we
to sell
never
it.
had like 200 people at our shows on
No.
Whatnot,
Oh man,
but
that would be nuts.
we might have had 20 or 25 at times.
Yeah.
And out of those 20 or 25, there were some big buyers.
And there were some very loyal customers that would keep coming back.
Some that just like to get on and say hello to us.
Yeah. Hello. So yeah, we got a lot of things we could still talk about. We just kind of covered the overall. We could get into more in other videos of whatnot and how moving now has affected us.
So
Taxes.
yeah, what happened? We were living in Omaha, Nebraska, so we did this together, and that was great. But then I moved to Central Florida, and you moved to South Carolina, Southern California.
Yeah, not South Carolina.
No, Southern California. So we are, 3,000 miles apart here,
We're
and
trying to figure out how to do it again, and we haven't with 3 hours difference. We haven't come together a lot yet.
yeah, yeah. I mean,
You said you've looked around for like Disney stuff, right? And you haven't had much luck because you're close to
not
Disney.
really. Yeah,
I'm close
the
to it. Well, I'm like an hour and a half from a Disney, but yeah, I don't see a lot either.
the problem we have is you were running all the
We got 10 minutes here.
shipping, and we bought a nice printer for the shipping labels and everything. We got a nice thing going. Now, if we're shipping it, it's like I got to ship from here, you've got to ship from there, and the
Hmm.
costs are different based on the coast that you're shipping from, and so it's like a
Yeah.
little bit different. We haven't really sat down to figure that out yet.
It was
Um,
nice to ship from Omaha because you were in the middle of the
mhm.
country. And now I'm on one end. If I went to ship to you, it'd be a little bit more.
Yeah, and if we put it all on eBay and I ship from here and you ship from there, it's like when you're on eBay, it's listed as if it's in one location, your location.
Yeah. I
So if
don't
I'm
think
going to
you're
be
really
shipping
supposed
it,
to share a
yeah,
username like that.
yeah. So it's like, wait a minute, aren't you shipping this from Southern California? No, we're still shipping this from outside Disney World,
Yeah.
and it changes things. So,
We may have to get you a username or yeah, we'll have to figure that
mhm.
out.
Yeah, may have to do different whatnot auction sites.
Yeah.
So that
Yeah.
could be something we
I
do.
have seen a new one that's coming up. I'll have to talk to you.
Okay. And so that I guess the whole point of it is if you got to make money and you want to make money, you can do it.
You can do it.
Maybe you're not gonna get rich. And it does have a lot to do with how much time you put into it. But we
Mm-hmm.
were just putting maybe 7, 8, 9 hours a piece a week into it. So it's not like we put that much time.
We weren't able to do full time. Yeah.
Yeah, but we were making decent money for that.
Mm-hmm.
We were making $100 a piece a week. That's $200 a week, $800 a month. That's a good part-time job. Now we're splitting it because we're two people, but one person could have done this.
Oh
You
yeah.
could do this on your own and make that kind of money.
Yeah.
So just think of this being a part-time job. There's no reason why people can't do this. It's just if they want to, you can make money.
You can do it.
You can do it. And if you want to put more time into it, you can make a lot of money.
Maybe we can get into you talking about your merchandising lessons. Those helped.
Oh, okay. I can do that. What's the next thing on our list to talk about? What do we talk about on the next thing?
Well, we can talk about the antique mall experience.
Mm-hmm.
We can talk about shipping, pirate
Mm-hmm.
ship and eBay, post office. We could talk
Mm-hmm.
about whatnot. We could talk about printers and printing labels.
Mm-hmm.
We can talk about turnaround schedule for shipping. We could talk about what to buy at Goodwill, what to look
Well,
for at garage sales.
I kind of think the next subject is now we talked about you can make money if you want to. You can get stuff and sell it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the next thing is like we should talk about is like what kind of product and where do you get it?
There you go. Okay. I
And
like
then
that.
And then after we talk about what kind of product and where do you get it, then we can talk about how do you list it and how do you ship it and all those kinds of things. But there's a lot of places to get product to sell.
Yes.
You could start right in your own
House.
closet. Yeah. Amazing, isn't it?
Or if you know someone who wants to get rid of stuff,
Yeah,
they
it's
have a
just
collection they're tired of.
people are going to say, "Wait a minute, you think people are just going to give us stuff to give me stuff to sell?" Yeah, they
They
might want
may.
it gone. Yeah, they might want it out of their life.
You may
So
have to cut the profit with them like I did, but we
yeah,
made good money that way.
yeah. When you have no investment, it's just your time, and you're taking a
They
share of the
don't feel
profit.
like getting rid of it. So you're like,
hmm
well, I'll get rid of it. Let's split the
Yeah, I'll
profit.
get rid of it for you and get you some profit.
Yeah. All right. Well, we only got 5 minutes left, so we better wrap it up.
All right, so this has been fun.
This has been a lot of fun, and I look forward to making more of these videos and telling people about our experience. And maybe they can follow along as we develop more if we decide
Okay,
what we're going to do.
and what are we calling this?
Well, our name was Meatball Bargains. So
hmm
what do you think? Like
Well, I think they
meatball.
should, yeah, meatball bargains. They should look for that
Yes.
to find this. You know, what do they do? Say, click to click the bell, or I don't know what's all that.
Oh, click the
Share,
subscribe and click the bell to get
subscribe,
notified.
share, gives
And
comments, ask questions,
yes,
and don't be shy.
the meatball tell alls.
The meatball tell. Besides, we like meatballs.
Oh, yeah. Meatballs are good.
Nothing wrong with some sausage either, but I like the meatballs.
Okay.
All
Until
right.
next time.
Till next time.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.